angel sitting on my shoulder. So give me a time and a place and an edge of a mason or whatever. All right. All right, big doggus. We are about as live as we've been. What is this saying?
Do it.
What did that say? It went away. It wasn't a human, so I'm not that worried about it. All right, man. It is live. I'm going to say that to you
live?
again. Yeah, we are live. Did you just burp?
I did. I didn't. I don't know. I just wasn't listening, I guess.
No, it's fine. Nobody's looking at it, so.
Nobody's looking. I always feel like
Nobody's looking.
nobody's watching me.
It's always real true. Nobody's watching me. I'm surprised at how based Grok is.
Dude, for real, though.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's always real true. Nobody's watching me. You know what's happening? Because we stream regularly,
What?
and I think it realizes we're not,
Doofballs?
that it's finally like giving us, before it was a struggle loading it, and now it just loads.
Well, that's good.
You know what's happening? Because we stream regularly, what? And I think it realizes we're not,
Here's to another better year.
that it's finally like giving us, before it was a struggle loading it, and now it just loads.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right. All right, we're in there, dog.
I'm getting in there, dog.
I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. I'm in there, dog. Oh, man. Okay.
That's Key and Peele, isn't it?
Oh, of course. So I got some bad news. It's not really bad news. I think that I have determined that I am legitimately dependent on nicotine.
Well,
Because I had a really bad headache the other day. And I went and bought a can of Zyn and popped in a little pouch, and it went away instantly.
well,
And I don't like that.
yeah.
I
It
don't
is
like
what
that
it is.
because I don't need any more vices. And when I say that, I'm really only drinking coffee. But I need to cut out Celsius, man.
Did you see what they just announced?
No.
Somebody's like, why is Celsius starting to taste like a class action lawsuit? Apparently, Major League Baseball just released a statement saying that there's a chemical that they didn't know was in Celsius because they've been providing Celsius to teams.
Uh-oh.
There's a chemical that they didn't realize was in Celsius that will, I don't know if I can say this on the word on stream. It'll make you test positive for not Pepsi.
Oh.
Yeah. Can I say that on stream?
I don't know what you're trying to say, but.
Do you know what the opposite of Pepsi is?
Oh. Oh. Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I need to quit drinking energy drinks.
I honestly have cut back a ton from where I was, so that's a victory for me.
I need to go back to just strictly coffee. What's interesting is that a cup of coffee will give me the energy I'm looking for right now without drinking another carbon. I think I drink way too many carbonated beverages.
That gets me too. Is the fact that even when I'm drinking like sparkling water, I need to not drink. I need to just drink normal water.
Yeah, I think I need to get back into that myself. Why does it feel like nobody's watching me? All right, I'm going to work on something while you're over here doing that. I think I'm going to start watching the Suicide Silence Band's podcast because
the podcast does look cool.
The clips keep coming up, and they are hilarious. The one guitar player is an absolute knucklehead, and he knows it, and he's leaning into it hard, and it is so funny to me. Okay, so we're going to talk about something with you here. I'm going to show you. What? That's kind of cool. It's not a chord? Cool. What I was going to show you was chord inversions. So we have E, G, B. I don't know why it won't. Okay, anyways, this is an E minor. We're going to put the B in the bass.
You know that John Schreiber, he puts the B in bass.
That was,
That's a ridiculous comment.
that was very ridiculous, but I loved it at the same time. Same chord, but it's B, G, E. Inversions. This is the second inversion. So let's build it from G. Yeah, let's build it from G now and do. That's boring. G. Let's do a G.
You're
over
just
here.
building chords, is what you're doing?
What I'm struggling to explain to you and show to you for some reason is I used to practice this more and I need to get back into it. You can take a chord, a standard chord, like listen to it one more time. This is just the three notes that make up the E minor chord. Where I've got E, the fifth, B, and then G, an octave higher, but it's G. So it's E, G, B, but I'm playing it E, B, G. Well, if I put the B in the bass, I play the G over here, and then I play the E up here. It's the same notes, it's the same chord, but listen to what happens when I rearrange the note order. Same chord. I'll go back to the real chord. It sounds like two different chords. Mm-hmm. It's an inversion. So whenever you hear someone talk about chord inversions, that's what they're doing. You rearrange the notes of the chord in a different order. It's the same notes though,
And
just in a different order.
so would I hear that without realizing that's what I'm hearing in a song, or is that something that it doesn't? It's just like a musical thing to do, if that makes sense.
You got to have a pretty solid ear to notice it,
That's what I figured.
because I don't even notice it.
So why would you invert a chord then?
Because you can give it like this is. I can put this in the place of an E minor, but it doesn't sound like a typical E minor. So you can sit there and be like, but that's still an E minor.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. So it can give spice to a chord progression. I can go like a. Well, instead of going D major, listen to how that E minor sounds. D major to E minor.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound bad. That sounds kind of nice. D major to that inversion. Here's another little tip, little trick for you. You can use chord substitutions, borrowed chords, by keeping this here, this third, but then you move the rest of the chord down a half step, and so it becomes a major chord. It's ominous.
Yeah.
Speaking of music, I gotta go to the bathroom. Am I muted? Was I muted? Hold on a minute. Have I been muted this whole time?
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I think I've been muted this whole time.
So you just been hearing me? Well, you might have been hearing me
Hold on a
through,
minute.
or you through me.
Does this not work like that? What am I doing? Hello? Oh my gosh, the mute button doesn't work. Well, we learn the hard way sometimes.
People gotta learn the hard way. Some people gotta be named Penny Hardaway. This is either going to look super cool or it's going to be terrible. And there's no in between.
All right. Hold on a second. Don't talk. All right. Yeah, this has got to be on. Boy, I sure hope it is.
Boy, I sure hope it is.
Son, I said now she's as flat as the interstate between Fort Worth and Dallas. All right, my man. Yeah, dude. Let me turn on some music so I can talk to you a little bit.
Spreckens at me.
Spreckens at me. What do I want to listen to? I'm going to turn on this guy.
Perfect music to play while I'm drawing a dragon.
I need to get back into writing some musics. I need to do some guitar music instead of just keep doing these covers, but I like getting these vocal covers out of the way because I think I'm going to do some songs. I was looking at the songs that I would like to cover, and there's no video presence for them. But I think there's an audience for it, so I'm going to do a few vocal cover songs. So, of course, Sleep Token's going to be one of them. What I'm going to do is have my pre-recorded thing going, and then a trick that I've learned is I can do the live vocal, but you mix this lower in the mix, but that way my video doesn't feel disconnected. I'm just trying to decide. I might just do this angle that you see here. I may not even move that web camera
For what?
when I do my vocal covers.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. Man, I've been thinking a lot about that thing that you mentioned, which is art that tries to influence your opinion about something is technically propaganda.
That's yeah, it's propaganda.
And I think that's why art feels like it's dead.
Yeah. Because that's the thing is, don't get me wrong. You can say something with an art piece, but there's a difference with how directly and focused your message is. You know what I mean? Like, if you're saying something that promotes people to think, that's a really good way to put it. I don't mean to just verbally pat myself on the back prematurely there, but if your statement in your art piece provokes people to think, I think that's art. If it pressures them to act, I think that's propaganda.
I was gonna say, I like that, by the way, and I'm not saying this is like a rebuttal or a.
I hated my idea, so no, I'm just kidding.
I'm not saying this is a rebuttal or anything like that. I actually like that explanation you gave. What I started to think about was, because I was thinking about it today at work while I was backing up the computer system. I think that when art is touching the human experience, the universal experience of love, of pain, of loss, of sadness, of fear, of sublime, of solitude, that's fine. You can move like that, a divine expression, you know?
Yeah.
When it's trying to say you need to go have this point of view about the immediate world and cultural significance right now, that is the propaganda piece.
Right.
Which is pretty much what you said. It calls you to action. But I wasn't taking it so much in a direct action way as I was taking it in, it's not timeless.
Right.
It's fine. It's so finite, zoomed in, like you said. It's so specific. When the art can inspire you in a different way, it can inspire you to consider humanity and the great beyond, God, the universe, the cosmic stuff. Yeah, like I said, love, lost love. That's not propaganda. Feeling a way about those things, that's not propaganda. But this is about men's rights. Okay, this is about
right.
guns rights.
Yeah.
Gun rights. This is propaganda. By the way, I don't think I've ever seen pro-gun art.
So I had a professor.
I mean, other than like some memes a guy's making on Instagram.
I had a professor that was making kind of like an anti-war piece, and he was a ceramic artist, and he made a ceramic missile that had country emblazoned on the side of it, and had like a bunch of billowing smoke, and it was just shooting off in the air, and it was just, that's all it was. And some guy walked up to him, and he was standing in front of it and just said, "Hell yeah, brother," and then just walked away, and it made him mad, but I thought it was hilarious.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's so funny.
Brian told me in Troy, near his apartment, there was a guy just laying basically in the road, just flipping people off when they drove by. And he said, I almost pulled over to just tell him, "Me too, buddy." He's like, for some reason, I felt that guy on a soul level.
That's hilarious.
You know, the Elon Musk and Donald Trump thing, hard shit.
I was gonna say, dude,
There was a hard downshift there.
and I'm into it, but that's I didn't see that one coming.
I think you just got to give the guy a little mercy. I'm not buying the full-on drug addict storyline.
Who?
That's the media's running with Elon Musk as a drug addict.
Oh.
I think he probably takes prescription something. I wouldn't be shocked to know he takes ADD medication.
I was gonna say, with the amount of not sleeping that he does, I don't know if I would consider that news to me.
They're trying to say he's like a full-on actual drug addict.
Yeah.
I got to thinking, I go, he probably had an outburst because can you imagine how much pressure he's under?
Yeah.
Constantly? You know?
Well, especially with the audit that he was doing and everything like that.
And he still has to be a part of SpaceX. And, I know he pretty much stepped away from X.com, but Tesla, you know? It's got to be difficult having such a forward-facing leader and CEO of these companies because every time he opens his mouth, the stock drops.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with him, though. I'm disappointed with the... we won't talk politics for too long because I really don't want that to be our thing for sure, but I am disappointed with the budget thing. I agree with him with that, but then the emotional tit-for-tat him and Trump got into, the war of egos, I wasn't really on anybody's side for that. It's just, that was uncalled for both of them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's real golden.
Yeah, because I'm trying to. So, I'll get this. I'm trying to make it look like this old painting of John Howe's of Smaug where he's sitting on his treasure and the treasure's just glowing. And so I'm trying to see if I can start with the light yellow colors as a base layer with these markers. If I can build around it to look...
Because you want that to be the prominent tone.
And plus, if you do lighter colors after you do darker colors, because I am doing this over a pencil drawing too. I'm waiting to do because I'm going to make it like almost like a comic book-esque inked drawing. And so I want it to look not muddy, and if I were to do that, it would get muddy.
What's the guy's name?
John Howe, I think. John, but his last name's like Howe. I want to say it's John Howe. That's the
Okay.
first one right there.
Yep. I see what you mean.
Yeah. I will say something that I'm not good at that people like him are is fantasy characters and stuff like that, where they're just imagining shadows and like imagining shapes and things like that. I'm just like, dude, you guys are crazy.
I think the guy that did Conan the Barbarian, we were talking about him. I think he did a man.
Frank, what's his name? Frank something? Franz, maybe?
I think he did the Man of War stuff.
Man of War. Oh, maybe.
He's had to have been him. Frank Franzetta? Franzetta?
Probably.
Yeah, there's no way he didn't do Man of War. If he didn't do Man of War, that's like... They should give him credit for it anyways.
He was super influential in that like fantasy art era.
Wow. He didn't. Oh, he did Yngwie Malmsteen, though. Oh, yeah, that's a cool one.
Yngwie Malmsteen, that guitar player?
Yeah. That guitar player, indeed.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, I used to love Yngwie, but once you realize...
He's a one-trick pony, maybe? Is that what?
I mean, he pretty much he found E harmonic minor and didn't really change. That's his deal, man. I mean, he got it, though. Oh, he died in 2010? I didn't know that.
Yngwie Malmsteen?
No. Frank Frazetta? Franzetta, however you say his name.
Rosetta Stone.
Frazetta. There's no N in it. You ignorant redneck. Man, that Franzetta guy. So I was trying to remember when my next haircut appointment was because it's a week from now. And I was like, man, I should have had him make me an appointment card. So I went to look the place up for a number and it says permanently closed. And I was like, what did I miss? So I got on our page and it's like, yeah, the location permanently closed. And I was like, cool.
What?
And so then I was digging around on their social media, and they said we built a new Edwardsville location, and we just assimilated the Maryville location into that. And so I called them up, and they were like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Well, I've been going there since January, and this is the person I typically see." And they're like, "Hold on." I was like, "All right." And they're like, "Sorry, things are just odd." I think it happened really quick, is what it was. I can tell you as a business owner exactly what happened, and I'm going to get to that. And then they're like, "Yeah, you're not on her schedule." And I go, "I guess I'm not." And they go, "Oh no, you are. Oh, she's out of town that weekend now." And I go, "Okay, I'm going to reschedule then." And so then they put me on. They go, "Do you want this Saturday or the Saturday?" And like, I don't know, it was like the 29th or something like that. It's like, I got to be honest with you. I got to get in there ASAP because my undercut's getting unruly and we got to trim this sumbitch. And the person on the phone thought that was really, really funny. I made her totally break decorum on that. And she started laughing. I was like, I got to be honest with you. I got to get in there soon. My undercut, we got to trim this sumbitch.
That's super funny.
But anyways, everything's fine. Everything's normal. I just got to drive an extra 10 minutes. The new facility, though, I was looking at it online. Looks awesome. But I can tell you as a business owner, not a business owner, a guy that runs a business pretty much, what I bet happened was they were building the Edwardsville location, and then they got it done ahead of time, in enough time to where they could terminate this lease on this building here without any overlap, and pounced on it.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, I was angry at first because I was like, do you know how hard it is for me
Find a hair person?
to find a person that is decent? Because I'm not going to name the place I was trying to go to before. Awful experience. It was difficult finding somebody to replace Jessica.
Yeah.
She did such a good job.
She did an excellent job.
She's like very talented.
Yeah.
And I had gone to a couple of different people and just quit going. And the place I went to in Collinsville was awful. I mean, just awful. I'm not going to name the name because I don't want to drag their business through the mud. But the girls at the front desk were nice. But so then when I found this place here with the woman I use now, I was like, oh, thank goodness. There's somebody that cares about their job, that actually wants to take the time to help me maintain the Civil War mop I have. And I was like, I don't want to do this again. I don't know if I have the heart. I was thinking maybe this is a sign from God. I just should cut it all off. And nah, I got it fixed. Everything's normal.
Well,
Everything's
good.
fine.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you said that because some of my hair's short, obviously, now, but it's getting a little ratty on the side. So I had to text the lady I go to, and I was like, hey, do you do weekends? Because I always used to just have her, because she was just across town from me in Edwardsville. And so I would just go in on like a Monday at 1, and I would just go in. I'd be in there for 15, 20 minutes, and then I'd dip. But now I'm in Clayton, so it's like, do you do weekends? She was like, yeah. And so I'm getting this Saturday, I'm getting my hair trimmed up.
She has weekends.
Yep, luckily for me, because she's nice. I like her.
I'm telling you, man, when you find the one, it's like...
I like that it sounds like you're talking about a wife.
It does.
When
It
you
feels
find
like
the
it, bro.
one, dude.
It feels like it, bro.
No, I 110% get it, though. Like,
It's like... Have you ever been to a dentist that you can tell is checked out?
I'm not going to lie to you. I have not gone to the dentist in years.
It's horrible. And then when you find a dentist, you have the dentist. My dentist is Heelsman's cousin.
Oh, yeah. I think
He's super cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, thank goodness, you're cool. It's like I don't want to go find another dentist. And it feels very similar to that. It's like, please don't do this to me again. I can't. I don't have the heart to go find another random person, because I guarantee you'd be going through another 2 or 3 people.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm gonna strap an IED to myself. Is what?
Don't do that.
Give me back my fairy goth mother.
That's an amazing thing to say.
It is, actually. I'm looking at myself, imagining I had tattoos.
Like, are you grossing yourself out thinking about that? Or?
Oh yeah. I would do the one arm. I can't decide which arm I would do though. Dominant or non-dominant? Well, which arm would look cooler playing the guitar?
Probably your right arm.
Probably this one because it's outstretched.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the arm I'd do. I would probably do full sleeve on one arm and half sleeve on the other one. That's probably what I'd do. But I ain't ever.
Was it?
Just do the neck. Only have face tattoos.
Dude, somebody did that.
Could you imagine?
Somebody started with a neck tattoo that was their first tattoo, and somebody, like, you just saw them. I can't remember where I saw this. It was on the internet or something. They were walking down the street. Somebody was like, dude, starting with a neck tattoo is wild.
The Suicide Silence guys were looking at tattoos, and the one guy he goes, the MAGA neck blowout is insane. The guy had just red, white, and blue MAGA right on his neck. Right here across the Adam's apple. I'm like, what an absolute goober. I would never get anything political.
That's what, like, I'm not even against certain politicians, but I'm not even big on politician merch, so I couldn't imagine getting like a tattoo of one.
I could never. There's no way. That's part of the reason why I wouldn't have tattoos is I'm always worried about, is this going to be timeless? Do I feel like 30 years from now, I'm going to look at my arm and be like, man, I'm sure glad I have that on there.
Yeah.
And I know deep down inside I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And that's the part of me that I can't get over.
Yeah. I think that's the way my brother is too.
If I had just patterns, that's why I wouldn't have like a thing, like a skull or a bird or something. I really appreciate it though.
No, yeah, I get it.
I don't like, for instance, I don't think any less of you, or I don't think you should get any less of tattoos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't fall for the hype of it shows a character flaw.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily buy that. I don't think the correlation equals causation in that. Because some people I know, some of the coolest people I know have tattoos. You being one of them.
Yeah, that's something that
if you have a certain type of tattoo and a certain amount,
yeah,
is when I start to be like, anyways.
No, I get that. Yeah, I think that's the thing I have in me though, is like the tattoos I want, I'm just thinking about what I want, which I guess that's why there's like a selfish mindset that people track with tattoos. Like they came out with all kinds of studies like, people that get tattoos tend to have more narcissistic personality traits.
Or they are promiscuous. And I'm like, okay, I guess. But also, isn't that just everybody?
Well, I think that is fading out of, because I think back when tattoos literally did stop you from getting a job and stop you from all kinds of stuff, like you literally had to get them knowing that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that, a person that knows that and does it anyway, like that person's going to have those personality traits,
Yes. I'm glad the world's changing too, because it's the long hair isn't as taboo anymore.
Right.
On a guy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine myself with short hair. I don't think I'm ever going to cut it. I think this is it. I think this is the way I'm supposed to look forever. I just can't. I would look at pictures of myself and I'm like, man, I don't think I can go back. Plus, I think it would immediately make me look 10 years older.
Yeah,
I would go from looking like I was in my early 30s, which is not true, to like my late 40s instantly.
Yeah. Dude, I told the guy that I work with, the guy that's like in his 50s, I told him, yeah, I said something about, I mean, up until like 2 months ago, I had hair down to my shoulders, and he just went, nice. I didn't expect that reaction from him. I was like, all right, cool.
I know, it's kind of like, even redneck dudes are starting to like it.
Yeah.
It's a broadcast of like, in its own way, it's kind of like a tattoo.
Yeah.
It's like a buck in the system type of a thing.
Yeah.
You know, the part of me that does want to cut it is that it makes you, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like if I get into a fight or something dangerous starts happening and it gets caught in stuff, you can grab it.
Yep.
Yeah, that is part of the reason why. But I'm like, I don't know, man. We live in such peaceful times. What in the hell am I trying to worry about that for?
Yeah, and at some point, it's like, I'm of this mentality. It's like, I can sit there and live like I'm always going to get into a fight, but you become a very specific type of person. Like, you almost become like Mel Gibson from Conspiracy Theory, you know,
Yeah.
where he's like, he's got like 8 padlocks on his door. He's got padlocks on everything in his fridge and his fridge. It's like, I don't want to go down that road of being like, well, what if I get into a fight right now? It's like, I don't know. I'm going to have some fun at some point.
You know what's probably going to happen? You're going to prepare all of that and still get your ass beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be me, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, why am I gonna? Why am I gonna do that?
Plus, I ask my kids, and they're like, absolutely not.
The 2 things they said I'm not allowed to do is shave and cut my hair. They said impossible. Never do that.
Your tribe has spoken.
The tribe has said so. Saw some activity today that reminded me of being a kid, looking at some teenagers running across a crosswalk, thinking we wouldn't wait for them to walk.
Dude, that's hilarious you said that, because I was literally... So to get in my neighborhood, there's a crosswalk. Like, I'm going down that main drag, and there's a crosswalk to get into the neighborhood
Yep.
that is fairly decently traveled. And there was a kid that was about to hit it right when I got in the turn lane, and there was really no traffic coming my way. So I was fine to wait for him, so I just pulled up and waited. And he started to stop, and I waved him on, like, go ahead, dude.
He took off
and
running.
he took off running, and I just laughed. I'm laughing, and I waved at him, and he smiled and waved back at me. I was like, dude, you're fine.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, to be a kid.
Yeah.
That's incredible. You know what, man? I get it. Getting older and everything like that. It does have its little bit of downturns, but I'm at this point to where I guess I'm technically really not old yet.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know if I'd want to be a kid again. I kind of like not being naive. You know, it is a trade-off. You do have the tendency to be a little more jaded, but if you can fight that,
Yeah.
I feel like you're in such a better place.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what my voice did that.
The innocence of being a kid is something that I wish we could figure out. And I'm not just talking about you and I. I just wish we could all figure out how to maintain that. And I don't know how, but that's really what it means to be a kid. Is to have that rose-colored glasses, starry-eyed
Yeah.
look at life where you're not always expecting the worst out of people.
Faith like a child, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's the magic. That's the thing that really makes you feel young. And makes you kind of resent the world for knocking it out of you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta hear it real quick.
Hear what?
I like this music. Would you hear how chopped up it is?
Yeah.
I respect it. It's talented. These guys make great music. It's the drummer
Who is this?
and the guitar player from Humanity's. I'm sorry. It's the guitar player from Humanity's Last Breath playing drums, and the guitar player from Humanity's Last Breath playing guitar. And the band's called Veltscharda,
Oh.
and it essentially means wild heart.
But this riff that I told you to listen to is so good to me. I'm a sucker for happy notes with heavy guitars. This is so good to me. You hear how it's all, it never stays anywhere in one spot for very long. Mm-hmm. I can only listen to like one song at a time because because I'm old. What I respect about them too, though, is that they do this whole band in Swedish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the lyrics are all in Swedish. The vocals are all in Swedish. The titles are all in Swedish. Like, I like that they are
Committed to that?
Yeah, committed to their culture.
Yeah.
I dig it, bro. I was working on the book some more. I found that the holes I need to plug up. This is a religious chapter, and so I was talking about that thing I've been talking to you a little bit about, that our community is going to be built off of, which is, I'm tired of the purity tests, man. They're everywhere. It's just invaded everything. And what really hit me, what really dawned on me about the part that I don't like the most about it, is that it's one thing that to support them and to even outwardly and vocally support a movement or a cause or a church or a political thing, but it's they'll disown you instantly if you don't hate the people that they tell you to hate.
Yep.
And that's the part I'm getting fed up with.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it.
No, I agree.
It's like I'm tired of the mindset of trying to look at my fellow man, even if they stand in complete disagreement of me, and be like, I should disown you.
Yeah.
I should shut you out from grace.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, don't get me wrong. I understand that for a long time culture prioritized forgiveness in such a way that, like, caused a rise in unnecessary victims, you know? But at the same time, it's like, okay, you still do have to be forgiving to people, you know? Like, that's my problem all the time is usually, like, in individual people, when you talk to individual people, I don't feel like this is that hard to, like, lay out or flesh out, you know? But in, like, a community at large, it seems like it swings from one extreme to the other too often. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Got a comment.
We do?
Just in.
Oh.
What is it?
Best viewers on. It's like a
Bot?
Yeah, it's a bot, so it's got that, like, creepy
On
text format.
Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say? Dude, I am blind.
It says, like, get the best viewers or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of. My point is, and this is ultimately what I'm going to finish in that chapter that I needed to add, was if you have the fruit of the Spirit, I have full confidence that that is enough for a person to focus on, to where you will see real transformation take place. And when you put yourself in the position to
ostracize a group of people for a sin that you deem to be the reason to do it. You know, you're putting yourself in the seat of the judge,
Yeah.
which is not what you do.
No.
And my point is if you are promoting the fruit of the Spirit and you're promoting that in your community and in yourself, the rest is going to take care of itself. Mm-hmm. I believe the person will be convicted eventually in the ways they need to be. What's going on over there? Look like you're thinking hard, bro.
Yeah, color is something that I've had to teach myself how to think in terms of. Line is like pretty easy for me. That was something I always did well with, but color, because I didn't paint growing up, I would just draw black and white all the time. And so like when I first started actually coloring stuff, it was real flat comic book colors. And then when I got into college and they started teaching me about like color theory, it's like it's one of those things that now that I can see it, it bothers me. Not necessarily that I can accomplish it, but like shadows and light is a really complicated. So like I'm trying to make this look like, you know, light and shadow without looking super cheesy. And we'll see if I'm effective at it or not.
My friend that became a tattoo artist said that how you practice that is watercolor.
That's a good way because, well, essentially that's the same as what I'm doing here because these colors run over top of each other.
That's what I was getting.
So there's
that's kind of why I brought it up. I was thinking the marker probably does something similar.
Yeah.
I haven't lifted weights yet this week. I need to do legs.
I need to do legs tomorrow. I got on the old docket.
Brian's getting his legs unlocked. He's stoked. He's finally getting the nerve to do back squats.
Yeah, I've been doing really light on those for a while now, just because every time I try and push it hard, too fast. So my crawl, I'm actually using the micro plates to go up.
Nice. I might actually bring them back. I said I would never do it again, but because I'm not a fan of the axial loading.
Yeah.
But I was looking at the benefits of them again, and the carryover for your strength. Like, if you're strong on leg press, it doesn't carry over to squat.
Yeah.
If you're strong at squat, you get better at leg press and jumping.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, man,
It's frustrating, but I saw that too. That's why I don't do leg press anymore. Like, I just try and do like light squats because for a while, if I was like, oh, you know, I'm not doing so hot on the squats, I'm just gonna go do leg press for a while. Then I would come back to squats and I'd be like, I didn't get any better.
to be honest with you, those VMO squats on your tippy toes, body weight,
Essentially,
gives me such a good pump that
Yeah.
I don't even really feel like leg press is worth it anymore.
no, that VMO squat. So essentially, though, is that basically the same thing as a sissy squat? It's just semi-assisted because the angle that you're getting. Because somebody was like doing sissy
yes and no.
squats. There was a person I follow on Instagram, and she was doing sissy squats, and it looked kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing, but not.
I kind of want to try it in the Smith machine. I see people doing that in the Smith machine on the internet, and I kind of want to test that out.
Yeah.
I'm considering leaving Berto alone for a while. He's in the midst of a prep, and he's got a big year because it's going to be the first time like him and his buddies in Team 3DMJ are all going to be on stage together.
Oh, wow.
And so I kind of think I might not schedule my next thing with him, and I might just do my own thing for a few months and
Yeah.
leave him alone. I'm sure he wouldn't mind. He'd probably tell me to do it. I'm still
Yeah.
on the fence, but part of me just kind of wants to just let him be for a little bit. I could also just use the money in other ways also.
Yeah.
Because it's not cheap.
Yeah.
The trend I'm seeing in the content that I've been absorbing lately is that they're getting tired of getting talked to. And the thing that really seems to be ticking on people is just sharing you. That seems to be really welcomed right now.
Yeah.
Not so much that I'm getting on there to tell you how to fix anything.
Right.
It's more so of just like, this is how I'm messed up, guys. Mm-hmm. It's what kind of inspired me to want to finally do my metal project in a way that where it's like I shine the light on the shadow. I don't try to even reconcile the shadow. I'm just gonna show you this weird
Raw version.
Yeah, I'm tired of hiding it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hiding. Everybody's hiding the fact that they're like this, and I, as an artist, I want my artistic expression to be. I think I finally feel like I've got this neat undercurrent, this draw, this pull to say this is raw me, unapologetically me. It's
Yeah.
going to be psychotic and weird, and there's going to be a lot of people in my life that are probably like, man, you're messed up, or like, man, I don't know if I want to have anything to do with you anymore. And I'm going to be like, good. You weren't supposed to be here anyways, because I'm getting tired of acting like you ain't messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Image. So image obsessed. The image of a good Christian, and then the person does nothing in behind closed doors to cultivate being a good Christian. Mm-hmm. Whereas I want to show how dirty I am, and knowing that I'm putting in the work to try to make myself better, instead of putting the false image out there the whole time. And that takes so much of who you are away from yourself that you don't have the energy to actually be that in private. Mm-hmm. Where I'm wondering, I go, maybe the opposite is going to be cathartic. You know, I'm an angel full of demons. That's why I came up with that line. I'm sure somebody else has said that, but it came to me the other day because it was like, yeah, you know, everybody talks about, man, you're kind to us, you're gentle-hearted to most people, you know. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't really know me.
Right.
And it's like, you know, to them, I'm an angel, but I'm full of demons. You know, an angel full of demons. Something I notice is an extremely rare characteristic of myself that I take for granted is that I can detest you, and I will never do anything to purposefully harm you.
Yeah.
And when I find out that people purposefully harm me, I probably take it too far, take it too personal, and make myself too angry about it, because I refuse to do that.
Yeah.
You know? It's like
Yeah.
if you're my boss and I don't like you and I think that you're a terrible person that's bad even for the direction of the company, it doesn't matter. I'm not, when you walk away, I'm going to be doing my job as if you were there, and I'm going to be doing it to the fullest as if you were there. Liking you doesn't mean that I do a good job.
Right.
It's different. You know, but I guess that's biblical. It says work as if you're working for the Lord.
Yeah.
That's a thing I'm starting to notice that people just don't have. Because if they don't like you, they're going to try to figure out how to slight you.
Yeah.
Whereas like, not me. I am never making a plan. I don't know, Kyle, and I'm very serious about this. I don't know if I've ever sat down and made the decision to harm somebody else. I don't think I've ever sat there and been like, you know what is going to really, like, this person made me mad. You know what's really going to show them is if I sabotage them like this in secret.
I'm going to tell you this just to be raw and honest with you. I have 2 siblings, and so I have definitely thought those things.
Have you done them?
I mean, yeah, when I was a kid. But
I mean, have you done?
after you get a mature mind, I think that you abandon that sort of mentality.
Well, no. I think that's unique. That's what I'm kind of getting at.
I
I think
gotcha.
you abandoned that mentality.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had that mentality. It's disturbing to me. I can't look at a person the same once I figure out they've been harming me intentionally.
Yeah. No, I get it.
That's such a crazy thing to me. It's like, of all things to do with your energy, That's so wild to me. Why would we do that to each other? You know, it's another thing I was thinking about a lot lately. Why do we harm the people that we're closest to? We offer far more kindness for an absolute stranger
I've thought about that before.
than we
That
do
is
the
super
people
odd.
that are near us. What is that all about? Like, who else should you be far more committed to
Yeah.
than the person that said, I want to be close to you? A
Right.
friend, a partner, a child, a parent. What's going on there? And then at the same time, we'll be so unbelievably kind to a stranger.
Yeah.
You know what I've been making it a point to do, especially the people at the grocery store? And the response I get, I probably already told you this, but the response I get is just always very positive and very unique. I look at them and I go, hey, you know what? And they go, what? I go, thanks for coming to work today. Said, I needed help buying my groceries and you showed up, so that could happen.
That's actually cool. I like that.
Right? I don't know where that came from or why I started doing that, but I like that energy. It's like, I feel like that's a very rare thing for a person to experience. When they have a job they feel like is thankless and remedial.
You know what? I've done this too, and I'm not good at doing it all the time, but I wish more people adopted this. I don't want to like pat myself on the back here, but I hear so many people complain at every job I've ever had how, I can do 1,000 things right. I do one thing wrong, and I won't hear about it. I do one thing wrong, and I hear about it for years. And so everybody talks about the fact that there's never any positive reinforcement. So at all my jobs, I mean, with guys, you can't be too like over the top with it because then they're like, "What are you making fun of me?" So like, we would joke around at the store that I worked at, and we would just be like, "Dude, you're getting MVP of the day today for sure." And like, it was kind of like a subtle way to just jokingly be like, "Hey, you're doing really good today." But like, when I worked with the women, I would be like, "Dude, you're killing it right now," because they'd be like so stressed and like juggling a bunch of things, but they're not messing up. They're doing it.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like, "Dude, you're killing it right now," and they'd be like, oh, you know, and they would kind of like shrug it off or whatever. But like, "No, you're killing it right now."
We need more of that energy. We need more of that energy in the world. And it's like what I've been challenging myself to these last couple of days is, even if it's true, the negative thought, I don't want to think them anymore.
Yeah.
Why? Why can't I just fill my mind with, I'm going to be hopelessly romantic with everything? Mm-hmm. I want to get that's the kid energy. I want to get that kid energy back. You know? It's okay, sure. Our negativity could be, it is grounded in reality and truth.
Yeah.
But I'm getting tired of walking around expecting the worst out of people.
That's something that I get pinged for a lot in my circles, is that I'm hopelessly optimistic about things. Because to be honest, I'll know that something negative is going to happen, but there's this, I don't know, this is maybe manipulative of me, but if I know that we're headed to 100% failure, I'll still pretend for everybody else's sake that there's a chance, because for some reason that energy headed to the brick wall feels a lot more bearable than sitting there being like, this is gonna suck, you know?
You know what's crazy is, has that ever paid off though, and you guys have pulled off the impossible?
No, not that I can think of, but I think that it could, so I would honestly still do it.
It's rare,
Yeah.
but I've had it happen. And what I think to myself afterwards was, if the few of us didn't have that in the face of failure, you know, okay, yeah, you being hopelessly optimistic increases your odds to 5% success. But you know what would happen if you didn't have that?
Right.
It would be 0% success.
Exactly.
And you know what? A 100% of the time it works, 5% of the time.
Yep.
I would just rather roll my dice in that direction. I feel like negativity, I feel like the disowning groups, I feel like going that route is just too easy. I think it's lazy of mind. I think it's lazy of heart. I think it's empty of your spirit, empty of your soul. It takes true grit. It takes real courage. It takes a real show of strength to look at that brick wall and be like, you're going to get all my teeth because I'm smiling.
Yeah. I like that.
That is the show of like you got something, you know? Mm-hmm. That's the person you want. I'm thinking a lot about leadership again lately too. And just what it takes to really be a good leader is such a rare thing. And that's another reason why things feel like the wheels are falling off, is because people have the wrong view of leadership means I can put my feet up and make you suffer. Mm-hmm. Where to be a true leader is the greatest act of selflessness that you can display. Is how it should be.
Yeah.
You know, at a workplace, I want to be the guy that you're totally unafraid of to come and ask for help. That you're totally unafraid of to be like, man, I messed up. That you're totally unafraid of being like, hey, you messed up.
Yeah.
Leader. I would want, if you know, I am in management, but I don't have as much direct influence with the guys in the shop as some of the other guys, but I do. I mean, I have to deal with issues on a daily basis that I have to talk people through and everything. So I'm not completely disconnected from that. But I'd want them to feel like I can go to this guy and he's not gonna fricassee me for making a mistake.
Yeah.
You know? Something like,
Yeah.
Did you do it on purpose? Of course not. So why am I gonna, you know, if I found out you messed it up on purpose,
Right.
okay, that's really bad.
Yeah.
But none of us are trying to make mistakes on purpose.
Right.
So why do I want to like treat you like you're evil?
Exactly.
Like you're trying to hurt me and steal from me and harm me. You made a mistake, you know? It's like what I said to myself the other day is like, quit acting like you're a failure. You make mistakes, but I don't fail.
It's like my grandpa always used to say, I've never been wrong. I thought I was once, but I was only mistaken.
That's some Chuck Norris energy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, my grandpa was great. Every now and then I'll say some sort of like Yogi Berra inspired quote. Have you ever heard of Yogi Berra quotes?
Oh, yeah.
Where he's just like, I said one last night at the baseball game and nobody laughed, so I don't think they really got it. I was like, baseball's 90% mental and the other half's physical.
And the other half. Who do you go to the game with?
Josh.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, his dad's girlfriend, I guess, got really good seats. We were like
I saw
6 seats.
your picture.
Yeah,
That's an awesome spot. What was that, first base side?
third base.
Third base.
Yeah,
That's,
we were behind the away dugout.
I like that third base side. I also like the bleachers. That's the most fun I ever have.
I'm not gonna lie, the bleachers. That's this thing about a car. Like I was talking to a guy I work with today, and he's like, "I don't like baseball, but I love going to the games." I was like, honestly, it's fun. I don't understand. This is why it's like one of those deals where I think marketing people are just stuck in a rut and they don't realize everything changed around them. Major League Baseball is literally the perfect sport for marketing people all over the world. Are like, man, we got to start making movies like to where people can watch or like scroll their phones and still feel like they're able to keep up with the movie because nobody's watching these movies. They're shutting our movies off on these streaming services because they're sitting there on their phone and we're asking them to pay attention too much. And it's like, okay. And then the Major League Baseball literally has a sport that you could scroll on your phone and like kind of have to pay attention to at a lot of points in it and not miss anything, but they're not marketing to the right people.
Oh, shoot.
What'd you do?
Leaving my guitar plugged in, just draining the battery that I just bought.
That's amazing.
What's this?
I don't know.
What is this? I don't remember making this. It sounds like a Sleep Token song. Damn this rain. That's kind of cool. The lyrics to that, man.
Damn this rain.
Yeah.
Where does the sun go?
Can't stick your hiney out here in the rain. On a Monday and Tuesday. He said, hold on. Sunday and Tuesday, all the year. Okay, I got some news about this guy.
It's a bit.
I think it might be because I found his stand-up.
There you go.
Yeah. I turned this on, my dad was thoroughly convinced that it was me.
That's so funny to me that your dad was like, "What are you doing?"
And then I turned on Sleep Token and he was like, I kind of like this. And I was like, my dad even liked Sleep Token. Who am I? No, I was talking to Chris. And I said, when I mentioned this to you actually, when I don't think of them as a metal band,
That's what did it for me.
I can get it a little bit better.
Yeah, that's what did it for me. The first couple times I heard people play them on TikTok, it was that, "My love, did I mistake you for a sign from God?" You know that one? Yeah. I was that one. I'm like, this is not a metal band.
No.
And so like I didn't want to like them, and then I listened to that song, and I was like, man, this is groovy though.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, it's not a metal song.
No.
And so then I listened to it with other stuff that I was listening to at the time, and I was like, okay, the vibe is here. And so I was like, well, I like them.
A lot of talent, good songwriting.
All this rain.
Man, I really like that song too much. Oh, yeah. Dang, we're almost done.
I'm vibing over here though. I might keep cranking this out. If that's cool with you.
I'll let it run. I mean, there nobody's watching, but I don't mind. I'm hanging out. I'm not super sleepy.
I'm not either.
I'm tired, but
I'm tired, but I don't want to go to bed.
well, I don't know about that, but
I was quoting, there's this one of the first videos I ever saw of a kid post dentist. Like just effed up on
oh yeah, man.
that gas.
Yeah.
And at one point he's on the phone with his dad and he's talking like this for some reason, and his dad says something to him and he just goes, "All right, well, I'll get off the phone, but I'm not tired, so I don't want to go sleep." And every time someone says I'm not tired, I'll be like, "So I don't want to go sleep."
I tell you about when I picked my dad up from his colonoscopy and he was still loopy.
No.
Oh my gosh, he was so obnoxious. He's in there like half out of it, just walking around, staring around, and they're like, "You're taking him home?" I go, "Yeah." And the doctors give me instructions and things to mention to him and everything like that, and he kept going, my dad kept going, "Hey, when do I get medical marijuana?" And then, like, no one's talking to him, and he just keeps saying that. "Hey,
The doctor's sitting right next to him, by the way. The doctor's sitting closer to him than me. And he looks at me and he goes, hey, ask him when I get that medical marijuana, would you?
What did the doctor do?
Nothing. The doctor wouldn't even look at him.
Amazing.
And then we were leaving and he kept saying to the nurse, hey, make sure you give my son my medical marijuana.
You're like, Dad.
Oh man, I was like, what the heck is happening, dude? And I took him home and Mom had to deal with him. I bet that was hilarious. I bet he just went and fell asleep, to be honest with you.
Will you hold this eclipse in me?
Will you hold this eclipse in me? On the shoreline. Just as I drift away, will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? You know what he's referencing?
No.
Oh, I can't play it because it's a super copyrighted song, but it's hold on, it's in the Wedding Crashers. It's the famous cover band in the Wedding Crashers is singing the song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hold on, let me think of it.
Like I need you more
That song.
than ever.
That song.
That song?
That song's called Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Yeah.
That's what he's getting at.
Oh.
Yes, I can tell by what the rest of the lyrics. With the shadows moving so slow I could die here. I looked up, there's only 2 vocal covers on YouTube right now, and they are not even close to this. So if I jump on this soon, it'll be the one, and I might do it. I might hurry up and film a video this weekend of me doing this.
That's what I'm saying, though, is too, like, since your voice is not using that, like, smoothing effect that his does, you might sound really good tonally on like an acoustic cover.
I agree.
And I feel like you play classical like nylon well enough that you really need to start doing that.
I agree. That needs to come back. I need a nice nylon is what it is. I hate playing the one I have. It's a hunk of junk.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think I gave it away.
But say I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know.
I gave one of my nylon strings to Melissa. I don't remember her last name. And then she got married. I don't remember her married name either.
Cook?
She used to play piano. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I gave my nylon to her. Another thing that makes my cover a little quote-unquote awkward is because I mix my vocals so far forward, which was the purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But if I mixed it down in the mix, it would sound pretty cool, like it's sitting in the pocket better.
I got eyelids heavy enough to break diamonds. Diamonds, you pray for sound and I'll pray for silence. I can't deny as I'm here with half a mind to get violent. Never say it's over, no more little angels sitting on my shoulder. So give me the edge of a blade and a time and a place, and I'll leave them cold and pushing up boulders. I was under the earth, only to burn the real wall. Even in this garden of gardens, I am the god of the gaps. I am the demon of Sodom. I am the blood of an angel. I'm the bride of the fallen. Nobody knows where I came from, even I have forgotten. I already lose my way like this, drowning in a burning bright abyss. Even in the stratospheric depths, this vertigo of and I used to know myself. I can't be loud right now because the baby's probably asleep. Oh, and you used to know me well. Check out the cockpit. You wish that you could make me. This eclipse in me. Will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? This is a 5-string bass tuning, I think. Why is that noise so cool?
I don't know, dude.
Okay, I think I want to add, we're going to put this deluxe compressor, yoink, right here. Meow. Meow. Let's get about 6 dB of reduction. Ooh, that's a bunch.
That's so obnoxious. See this and no go through it. We're on our own. Subjects to slow, painful decay. At the mercy of cold fusion, greed sets in. We've been soldered, corrupted, dehydration kicking in. Starvation hiding in, pain covered in skin, perishable, bitch. Ye are the cause, led here with sympathy is spread thin. Desperate, foolish survivors. Dehydration's kicking in. Starvation hiding in. Pain covered in skin, perishable in the end. Bitch. I don't know why I love this song so much. Come on, when I puff up, is unsightly, paralyze me, quick. Come on, am I hiding? Paralyze me, quick. Everyday thing, paralyze me.
Some of the same guys are in this band.
Name of this band is cool. Admiral Angry.
What's it called?
Admiral Angry.
It's amazing.
I know, right?
think I'm at a good stopping point.
Still though, Black Sheepwall has two really cool moments to me. This, dude. I love this guitar riff so much. When it opens up, this is so cool to me. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, dude, First Form came out with a new bunch of flavors, and one of them's grape. It's so good.
Might have to try that. I love this way it opens up. The lyrics to this too, dude. So whatever. I'm a fan of everything and everything. Why? Somewhere there's a boy disappointed in me. I'm sorry for your naivety. Disappointed in me. I'm so sorry for your naivety. But this here, dude, I'm a sucker for this. He doesn't say any, there's no lyrics to this. It's just voice over this heavy riff. It's so good to me though. But here's this 33-minute song. This is the most schizophrenic song ever created, I think. Here's what it sounds like. The whole time is like this for like 30 minutes. And when I turn the stream off in just a minute, I'm going to read the lyrics to you. They're awful. This part's great, though. No screaming. It's just. This is from the album you made that shirt for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That people hate.
You may have already. Is this the song? I think you've read the lyrics to this for me.
Oh, it's awful.
Is it that note?
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole thing is. Have you ever read the whole thing to you?
Yeah.
Ugh. And the fact that he's calling himself John and it is incredible. I love it. And if they call me brave, remember that I was weak. And if they call me careless, be honored I took the time to write the note. Just don't ever call me special. I'm going to out myself. God, what a line. Anyways, that poor guy. All right, man. Are you still going?